What's up, students? Today we are in Malachi chapter 3, verses 13 through 18. And one thing I want to say at the very beginning is this, that foolishness reveals itself when we begin to misunderstand who God is and what He is doing. There's those moments in our lives that we forget the characteristics of God. We forget that God's always working, that we make dumb decisions. And where we find Israel in this moment is that many people in Israel were being foolish. In fact, they were speaking harshly against God. In Malachi chapter 3, verse 14, we read this: "You have said, it is vain to serve God. What is the profit of our keeping His charge, or of walking as in mourning before the Lord of hosts?" They're literally saying, what's the point of us serving God? What's the point of us following after God? You see, they are forgetting who God is and what God was doing in their lives. And God doesn't listen to fools. If you're being foolish, God's not going to listen to you. Notice in verse 16 who God listens to. In verse 16 we read this: "Then those who feared the Lord spoke with one another. The Lord paid attention and heard them, and a book of remembrance was written before Him of those who feared the Lord and esteemed His name." You see, God treasures those who fear, respect, and honor Him. And not only that, but He sets them apart as His prized possession. And so right now, the question I have for you is simply this: how are you treasuring God today? How are you serving Him right now? If you are not serving God, if you are not treasuring God right now, what is hindering you from doing that? Simply, why aren't you? And if you're not, I want you to begin to think of ways you can in this season. Maybe you can go to a neighbor and say, "Hey, how can I pray for you?" Maybe you can spend more time in God's Word and treasure Him more as you learn more and more about Him. But don't be foolish. God is up to something in your life right now. He always is and always will be. It is our job to remember who He is and that He's always working. Remember, God doesn't listen to fools, but He listens to those who treasure Him, who honor Him, and who serve Him.